Children naturally look to their parents as their primary source of love, security, and validation. But now, when they experience abuse, neglect, or constant criticism, their young mind is unable to comprehend that the problem is actually their parents, not them. Their young minds makes them believe that they are the problem. They are unlovable. It is not that the parent who is abusing them, the parent who is showing them neglect, the parent who is constantly criticizing them is actually doing that because of their own shortcoming. Instead, as children, we internalize that pain. Then we start blaming ourselves for the mistreatment. Not knowing in doing so, you actually subconsciously disconnect from your self-worth. It's not a conscious thing. You subconsciously just disconnect from your self-worth. Then now from there, you now start believing. Because the moment you disconnect from your self-worth, you start believing that you are actually unlovable, flawed. But there's no self-worth. It has been broken down. You are the problem and you've disconnected from it. So you going forward, that self-esteem is on the low. And that's not because you stopped loving your parents. No. It's because your survival instincts prioritized survival over self-preservation. You are like, I'd rather just survive, man. This self-preservation is not of importance. I want security from my parents, man. I want love from my parents. That's the survival mode you get into. For a child, it's easier to sacrifice self-esteem. Man, it's very easy to sacrifice self-esteem as opposed to losing the bond that you have with those people you depend on for survival. You don't want to lose that bond. You'd rather lose everything else, bruh. All you're just trying to do is survive. And this is all you know that what survival means. This is what you know life means. So you'd rather not lose that bond. Now this pattern of self-blame, self-rejection is what later on in life, when you are an adult, it now starts manifesting itself as low self-esteem, self-sabotaging behaviors, or difficulty in setting boundaries in relationships. That's why most of us like seeking external validation, because we are trying to fill the void created by our childhood experiences. And this leads to recreating the dynamics of our early relationships in an attempt to try and heal the unresolved wounds. Without self-love, you will always struggle to recognize your worth. And the moment you struggle to recognize your worth, my friend, you're going to entertain a lot of unhealthy relationships. You're going to entertain toxicity in your relationships. You're going to entertain stupidity in the name of unadhani, this is what love is. It's because it's a mirror of what you grew up in. It's a familiar type of relationship. Like you see these breadcrumbs being given as a favor. Imagine that. You're seeing like the bare minimums are a favor. Someone loving you, it's a favor they're doing you. Because remember, this is a mirror of what you grew up in. To you, you're seeing relationships as a survival mode, bruh. You sacrificed your self-worth, you sacrificed your self-esteem so that you can maintain this bond with someone you're depending on for your survival. So this is what you see as a normal relationships. Getting breadcrumbs, the bare minimums, you see those as favors. The best way to heal from these emotional wounds that we got from our childhood traumas, I keep on saying, is self-awareness. My friend, unlearn the belief that you are responsible for your parents' behavior. Recognize that abuse, the neglect, the criticism was out of their own shortcomings rather than your own worthiness. Don't tie your worthiness to their own shortcomings. That shows their own emotional immaturity. So for you to break that cycle and learn from that belief that you are the problem, start reconnecting with your own intrinsic values and learn how to nurture yourself with compassion. With that, you can rebuild your self-esteem, and break from that cycle of self-rejection. Heal, my people. Heal so that you can replace that love you were denied by your parents with the love you can give yourself as an adult. Heal.